Our project's called Chicago Boys. While we were singing, they were dreaming, and mostly it's about this economics from Chile, which were sent from Chile to Chicago in 1973 to study neoliberal ideas. And when they went back to Chile, they kind of made this big boom in the economy, and that's how it spread. So we are trying with this project to underline the beginning, how it started and it spread and globally. I initiated the project. That's why. But I was happy that many people got involved in the project.
The context was the Adria Road and the Center for Possible Studies, which is about investigating, exploring the communities that kind of live there in and around that neighborhood.
And the project started with Middle Eastern culture or music. And that's what I did about Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, and Lebanon.
The thing that was most clear to us was this idea of bringing different musicians together to sing songs from the 70s.
When I'm learning Gugush, it's a beautiful song and her dancing is fantastic. So that would be my pull. But then there's a platform to learn about the context from fellow Chicago Boys members.
What we are more interested in, where the context of the song was, and how to work on that context, and how through this song we could reveal certain layers were hidden, how we could reactivate them and to see them in a different way, and in comparison with the events right now which are happening everywhere.
Nou, vaak worden nummers bijvoorbeeld wel geïntroduceerd door soms door degene die het heeft aangedragen en soms dan geeft Hiwa, of vaak geeft Hiwa ook een uitleg waarom dat nummer in die tijd zo bijzonder was. Bijvoorbeeld Gugush. In de 70 jaren in Iran, toen daar de Shah nog aan de macht was.
Mostly, when you speak about the Middle East, there's so much baggage involved that really you never see or hear stories. You hear and see images and headlines.
The kind of histories and stories we were narrating were always very personal and coming from our own histories. But more and more we started to respond more to sites and to places and to situations.
It's always about a relationship with the space and the audience and with us. Those are the three factors that make the event what it is, I think. So every time it is very different. I mean, sometimes we're trying to challenge the audience to intervene in some ways.
He say we are not allowed to criticize our own government in front of the foreigners, but I say they are shooting us on the streets right now. We don't have to do that.
We're not scared of it kind of falling apart or not working or appearing to not work, because that is almost what you can learn from more in some ways.
I think this idea of how we can collectively learn or alternative knowledge production I found really interesting.
In itself, it's this kind of like pedagogical exercise where we're kind of in discussion with each other and kind of teaching each other instruments or parts of songs, or even just learning together with the material that we're watching.
I think the aim can change all the time, and the aim is different, like different times that we meet. Sometimes the aim for the session is to learn new music, and then sometimes it's to kind of develop the concepts that we're talking about, or to develop a particular argument.
In terms of content, the songs aren't political, but they sort of, each of them represent a kind of a congealing of certain kind of social forces.
It's kind of discovering really more, like, you know, what it's set out for itself, like, you know, started with a certain set of questions, and you end up with more questions, some answers, but you know that questions are always good.
It's very easy to say, look, globalization is bad, and multinationals is bad, and immigration is bad, and we basically want the world back that we got 20 years ago. That's the easy way. Turning globalization back doesn't mean that we put an end to poverty. It just means that we export poverty from the West towards the poor countries.
If you want to know about exporting poverty, then you have to talk about free trade agreements that the Dutch are pushing, and the multinationals. And also, no, let me...
Denk ik dat het voor de muzikanten toch ook heel erg gaat om het feit dat je met muziek een boodschap veel beter kan overbrengen dan met een debat of met een speech.
In my opinion, the political situation in Kurdistan and in Polish is so different, but the energy and the anger of people seems to be the same.
Maybe this is naive, but I think what's required is for people, wherever they are, to identify the pressure points that they can push. I wonder if having to come to a point of discomfort should always be the point of mobilization. I think people who are comfortable also have a conscience.
I just wanted to say something small also about the project. Is also very much about discomfort. Like Helene is a singer, but we make her play keyboard. Like Nada is a very good saxophone player, and she plays bass in this project mostly.
The challenge of it is that we are always trying to make it grow and develop, and it can be really uncomfortable sometimes, but it's on purposely that way, you know. It's never supposed to be comfortable. The two songs that I sing Farsi, Gagoush's Farsi, in Farsi, and I sing Polish, and I don't speak either two of those languages.
This is more kind of association and contextual kind of based work.
It's practice of how to think together.
Thinking about the guys who make only trouble. They ignore what they are doing. They ignore what they are doing. They ignore what they are doing. Do you love me? Do you need me? Do you want me? Do ya? Do you love me?
I really enjoyed the challenge of going to different places, and we always meet new people get involved all the time.
Chicago Boys is a possible movement.
So I hope and I believe it can continue to evolve and travel around the world.
it.